menus. They come in all shapes and styles, and they go through many different iterations. This is the most recent one in The Last of Us Remastered. But I found a bunch of unused and old menus that no one has ever seen before. So this is The Last of Us 1.0 with debug enabled, and I edited some scripts that change what menu the bonuses page goes to when you click the button. And it happens to be a beta demo from just before the game released. This is not very old, but basically it offered you to play Lincoln and it offered you to play Pittsburgh and also options. And also in the actual build of this, there was an option for show controls. But this is what remains of this beta demo menu. And if you click any one of these options here, the game just locks up and crashes. So I'm gonna try and fix those one day, but yeah. Now I'll tell you how I found them by editing scripts. Now in menu.bin, they've got a bunch of strings in hex called page bonuses. That's what I searched for. That determines what page the bonuses button goes to. So I reverse search the pointer. Now when you reverse search the pointer, right next to it is some data that tells you what page it goes to. So if I search for another string, for example, page_new profile, if I take that same data at new profile and put it into page_bonuses, then it redirects what the button menu goes to, or whatever. So I was thinking, how could I access even older menus that people haven't seen? Well, we launch the earliest build of The Last of Us known to mankind, The Last of Us Alpha Countdown, that came with God of War Ascension. This build contains nothing but a countdown and a pause menu. So obviously it has the bonuses, so I did the same method and I swapped the bonuses menu with an even earlier menu for a demo that offers you to play Outskirts and even the test levels known as training. And it even has an option for multiplayer, which does nothing. So it has options, 2 of them, they both work. And because of how old this build is and there's no like content or full on like levels, if you press on any of these, it just crashes. Woo! Now, a demo is fairly recent, so instead I moved the bonuses menu to go to the main menu of the entire game. Like, this would obviously be earlier, and you can see it has new game, which has some options, and you can see that Grounded was still called Crushing. They have an option for multiplayer and an option for co-op, which we know the game never shipped with. They did work on it. Every multiplayer map in the game is called co-op. But yeah, there's solid evidence that it was quite early on they wanted co-op. But yeah, just now we got options, and yeah, but you know what? Let's go even older. And this time I replaced the bonuses menu with unknown string. It's so old it doesn't even have data for a string. And the only options are multiplayer and options. Options works, of course, as it always does, but multiplayer does absolutely nothing. But yeah, this is probably the oldest menu I've found. There are other menus for multiplayer, mostly. Maybe they were planning a multiplayer beta, I don't know. But most of the menus were just empty boxes, basically. You could move the cursor around the menus and stuff, but like it's just mostly just empty stuff. So yeah, it was a fun dive into like the old menus and what they used to look like, etc. I think Naughty Dog has like a default base menu that they use for all prototypes, and then they form it into something full later. But yeah, thanks for watching, and this works with Uncharted as well, but I'll probably check that out later. But yeah.